Yeah, welcome back to D&G. We are in the home stretch of the Quest for Defense. Loading!
I didn't think Loki was going to be in this. Hopefully, Guerrero is rejuvenated and ready for his match.
Oh, I don't want to throw anything in this room because it's stuff I don't want to fuck up, so I'm kind of between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah. I give no flocks.
Hey, Rock!
Yes.
Oh yeah, this is where it gets the fucking awesome Starcade music. Fuck yeah.
Punching.
This moving Big Japan program. Okay, so I feel there's a story here.
That one is a story because that took place over a period of a year.
Stories upon stories there. So we're not going to take exactly where we live, but we live in the Southern Illinois, St. Louis area. So there's this local wrestling promotion called St. Louis Anarchy,
previously known as LWA. Local Wrestling Alliance.
And way back in 2012.
Wait.
11!
No, before that, that was 2010 was the first time, I believe, we're going on to this story. It was, I think, what happened to be their last show as the LWA when their future was uncertain.
I kind of don't remember. I don't remember this becoming a thing until after they were the SLA.
Okay, now the origins, the prologue, if you will, because it was still the LWA.
Go on.
All right. There was someone there. I don't know their name, and so it doesn't.
He was a younger kid at the time, or like maybe 11, 12 years old.
Somewhere in there, yeah. Anywho, kid was obviously smart, for lack of a better term,
quote unquote,
to wrestling, internet stuff, international stuff, so on and so forth. It's hard to concentrate and do this at the same time.
Just imagine how some other people that do this feel.
Yeah, but that being said, I'm just rambling at this point. It's like the story's like way too long.
That's
already.
the point. That's why we do this show, man. 450.
Hold on.
Okay. Shoot out 450.
All right. Okay. I gotta tighten this story up a little bit. There was a kid, and he's like I said, he was yelling out smart stuff, and it was just kind of like, okay,
we get it. You're smart to wrestling. You've been on the internet and read what the wrestling terms are.
Like the one quote I specifically I think remember from that was a certain individual who has his own podcast and does gaming stuff that we know named Evangelistico.
Yes.
He had these I just call it submission squad style types because I remember a bunch of them had the same kind of design.
Yes.
And his were kind of red, white kind of looking, and it honestly looked something reminiscent of something that wrestler Jushin Liger would wear. I'm not claiming to be a fucking historian on Jushin Liger. I've just seen what he looks like.
Right.
And I made some smart ass quote, because he was a bad guy, and I made some smart ass comment to him, and I said, "Hey, Jushin Liger called. He wants his tights back." And then I remember that kid was just like, "Oh, a Japanese wrestling reference!" Like they just freaking came in his pants, and it just, and that was just that was a appetizer for what later would go on to happen within about, 4 or 5 months when they revamped in January. Because that was October.
They revamped in January, and then they
had their first show.
It was their show in May, entitled, very dated reference at this point, Tiger's Blood and the Art of Winning.
Yes.
Where he just, like...
I think that was him maybe
he-
at his peak of just like, wow.
Like, this kid was... He was like, just wow, and he was very hyper. Double drop kick standoff.
Yes.
And he was just... would not shut the fuck up at the show. And, like, it's one thing to heckle. It's one thing to get into the show. It's one thing to heckle the bad guys. It's another thing, and please keep the when I tell this story, please keep the context in here. I say this with...
You're quoting.
I'm quoting, I say this with complete and utter... Yeah, you just won that one.
Yep.
Utter resentment towards anyone that would say these kind of words in a hate-filled way. There was like a villain tag team dancing, a heel tag team dancing. And he just yells, and again, I implore you, I'll even censor myself. We came here to see wrestling, not to slur for homosexual man, dance around like bitches.
And that was before.
That was number one. That was number one. The
Okay.
next one was female wrestler Rachel Summerlin, because they had intergender matches there. Was wrestling a man, and kind of like he got like on top and mounted her, and he just yelled, "It looks like he's raping her!"
Yeah, and I think he just had.
And he just kept like there was no quit in this kid. Like he must have had a Red Bull.
Like it was one of those
fucking
things
show.
to that whole like he had like what the go home heat. That's literally kind of like people, or at least I think a lot.
Hey, your striking move lost you 420 points.
Hey, wait, didn't I do the punching that I learned in Big Japan?
Punch. So either way, like he keeps doing this, and like wrestler Eric Cannon comes to the ring and eventually just cuts us. Shut up.
Yeah.
No, stop talking. Shut up. And then he was never that bad again.
I think now what did he say that made our friend one of the Knicks that we know made him just lose his
I think that was the raping. It was the raping.
No, I don't think so. No, it was like by main event time. I just remember like at that point our friend had just like had enough of him.
I think it was like something that wasn't even that memorable.
Well, I remember the one thing he said.
It was totality of everything, I believe.
Okay, well, I remember the one thing he said. Okay, we're still not to the title match yet. Okay, but I remember the one thing we said where it might have been that same match maybe where he said something like, "We're not in California." Said something.
Oh yeah, like we're not in California. Nope.
Yeah.
Pretty close though, compared to like fucking New York or something.
Yeah, or no, I think he even just said like, yeah, it's pretty close if we were in New York or something. And I remember that was his first maybe outburst of at this kid, and then he said something else, and that just broke Nick, and he was just like, really.
I think it was like something small. It was just the totality of everything.
I think it was just like he still was talking, basically. So I think that was him at his worst.
Yeah.
Like,
ironically, the last St. Louis Anarchy show I went with, it's actually documented here on my channel with my friend Dangerous Danny. It was her first ever wrestling show. I bought too many Jello shots and bought too much beer. And I saw him around, and I looked at him, I go, "Are you old enough to drink now, buddy?" He's like, yeah. And he's kind of mellow. I mean, he still gets into the show, which I encourage. If you're at a wrestling show, get into it. That's your part of the...
you paid.
You paid. Get into it. Just don't go that far. Don't
be obnoxious as fuck. Like, there's a difference between,
enjoying the show and being obnoxious.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get into the Bully Ray debate here, but anyway, I look at him like, "Are you old enough to drink now, buddy?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Here you go." So I essentially bought him a beer and a couple Jello shots. But yeah, that was kind of him at his peak. He kind of had some outbursts that were funny. But we told you that story to tell you this story. There was an incident, or like at a New Year's Day party with Nick, who you remember was...
Another Nick.
Another Nick. We had a lot of Nicks in our friend group. The original host of the Just Two Marks Wrestling Recap Show, along with myself, Nick, somehow this kid got brought up and he did like his impression. It was like, oh my god, you guys, there's this move in Big Japan Pro Wrestling that I saw.
It's called punching.
It's called punching.
And that was the thing too. Like
he always started
chant
chants
stuff like tables or something.
Tables, or or DDT or whatever.
He was chanting something, and so that led to him saying like, "I learned this move in Big Japan, punching."
Because I remember buying a Misawa collection from a wrestler who was selling DVDs at his gimmick table, and. He had a Misawa set, he had a Hansen set, he had a Benoit set, he had a bunch of Big Japan and All Japan. Like, he had like a bunch of Japanese wrestling, like from the early 90s. And this kid, this was before the obnoxious night, mind you, just goes like, oh yeah, I remember, Big Japan was really, really smart, and, they would do their Puro stuff, before intermission, and then have their deathmatch stuff after, and I'm like, this fucking guy knows about Big Japan, and I don't even know what the fuck Big Japan is. Or Wing, or whatever the fuck it was.
I think you might have said Wing, if I remember correctly.
I think it was Wing. Because I'd heard of Big Japan, I'd never heard of Wing.
I think I might have been at least, like, read the name once.
Right. Pre-count 4. Alright, well, the next edition of D&G, we'll see how many more matches JC has to do.
It's gotta be maybe one more. Wait, tip up in the replay.
This is actually a decent looking replay,
yeah,
compared to like other ones.
Yeah.
Alright, see you next time.